How heavy is that? Light work with the bass on the track, on my face to the back like I'm taking a slap. I need a drink, but it's straight from the tap. And I'm hating the slack, couple man's like
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy TSG, that soccer guy. Welcome back to a Premier League match review for West Ham 3, Chelsea 2. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my player ratings and who I think was the man of the match. With that being said, let's get straight into it. So look, guys, this is one of those games where I don't want to say we were unlucky. It's difficult to describe how the game went. They definitely were better than us in the second half. The first half, whenever we had it at 2-1, I kind of thought, you know what, we're playing better. We should definitely go on and get this win. I don't think we should struggle. We should be fine. And then the second half came out and we faced a lot of problems, a lot of shaky defending, a lot of bad passes from midfield, and it ultimately led to us losing that game. Jared Bowen's goal, really good quality. You couldn't stop that from going in. I don't blame Mendy for that one. Masuaku's goal at the end wasn't a shot on goal at all. It was a cross, and Mendy couldn't get to it. Unfortunately, another moment of class where it was an accident. Like, if he tried to do that again, it wouldn't happen the same way. Overall, kind of disappointing result. We're not on the top spot of the league anymore. We are now sitting in third after Man City and Liverpool both got wins. Not good for us. This was a time where we needed to start building up consecutive wins to push ahead of other teams. We were not able to do that, and now we're going to suffer the wrath of that, which this game honestly could have costed us the title. This is the moment in the season where the team that usually breaks out and is out in front is the team that ends up winning it. Hopefully we're allowed and able to keep this close so that we can still give them an issue. But after this game, we can't lose again. We have to be consistent. We have to do something with the shaky defense. The midfield isn't good enough. Let's get straight into the player ratings. Starting off with the goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy. This was by far Edouard Mendy's worst performance in goal. And I don't like to give Edouard Mendy a lot of flack because overall he's been amazing for us, but this was one of those games where it wasn't good. The back pass from Jorginho, which was horrible. Edu held onto the ball way too long and gave up the penalty. And then, the other two goals you can't really fault him for, but overall, I think he got a little bit too comfortable with the ball at his feet. He could have kicked it out for a corner. He could have tried to kick it out to the corner flag for a throw-in. He held onto the ball for a little too long, and we paid the price. Lanzini put the penalty away. Overall, not the best performance from Mendy. It's all about how we recover from these things, though. So hopefully this doesn't do anything to his confidence and he can come back strong in the next game. It's a 5 out of 10 rating for me for Edouard Mendy. Now, as far as Rudiger, Silva, and Christensen, I'd say, it's tough for Rudiger to really give him a hard time because Alonso's in front of him and they're going to exploit that. And it's going to make Rudiger look bad because he's going to have to do more work defensively because Alonso lacks in the defensive area. That causes Rudiger, I would say he gets a 6 out of 10, but I'm giving Rudiger a 7 out of 10 for this one. I think he deserves a 7 out of 10. The stuff that he did was good. The defense was a little shaky at the back, but you can't truthfully blame Rudiger for everything. Like I said, the midfield wingback side for Alonso kind of lets him down and makes him have a lot more to do. 7 out of 10 for him. And then also a 7 out of 10 for Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva was excellent in this game. Another game where he had a goal line clearance, stopped us from getting scored on. It could have ended up being 4-2. He stopped us from getting scored on. He was brilliant in how he saved that. Overall, another good game for Thiago Silva. You can see that when we play with Thiago Silva, the defense is so much better. He marshals the defense back there. He honestly, in my opinion, should probably be the captain. Well, at least the vice captain behind Asp, because he does vocalize things at the back. He keeps the team together. I think he does very well. And overall, good performance for him, and as well as Andres Christensen, a 7 out of 10 for him. The things that him and Thiago Silva were doing, Antonio and Jared Bowen were very good in this game, trying to exploit the passes between those two, and they were doing a pretty good job at shutting that down, stopping somebody with the physicality of Antonio, because he's very good this season, very strong, and Jared Bowen, who's very pacey, very crafty on the ball. They were able to shut that down really well. Andreas Christensen, 7 out of 10 rating, good for me. Now, getting into the midfield for the wingbacks and the two central mids, Alonso, of course, another 5 out of 10. Alonso just isn't good enough. The comparison between him and Ben Chilwell is actually insane. But the problem is we don't have anybody else that can play there. And because of that, Thomas Tuchel is going to keep playing him there until Ben Chilwell's back. And to be honest, I don't think Ben Chilwell's going to be back anytime soon. I hope he is, but not much more I can say about Alonso. Another not that great performance, 5 out of 10. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I was very harsh on Ruben Loftus-Cheek last game for the stuff that he did. I just didn't think he was good enough. He was having a lot of problems, and I was very upset with how he had his performance. In this game, he was much better, showing more than him just being able to dribble and go through players. He was showing his passing ability, which was great in this game. Overall, really good performance. And this definitely made up for what he did last game. 7 out of 10 for me. Now then you get into Jorginho. I was really wrong about Jorginho. I said in my match preview that somebody like Jorginho being back in this game with Ruben Loftus-Cheek would make the midfield really good for this game. This would be our strongest midfield with other players out. Jorginho, it's another mistake by Jorginho that ultimately leads to the penalty that Edouard Mendy gives away. Another silly back pass. And this is starting to become a consistent thing for Jorginho, making these stupid decisions, and honestly, it just screws us over. I'm very disappointed in Jorginho. This shows how much of a difference there is between Conte and Kovacic and the rest of our midfielders. We really suffer when those two are not in. Kovacic has been out for so long, and then Conte, we're trying to keep him out to make sure that his fitness levels are back. We desperately need to bring in a midfielder in the January transfer window, somebody that's good and able to stabilize the midfield for us, because Jorginho, I don't think, is that man anymore. I think he honestly needs to be sold. This might be harsh, but the comparison between him, like, he was third place in the Ballon d'Or. Does he look like a player that should have been third place in the Ballon d'Or? Not at all. He's not playing at that level at all to be above some of the players he was above. I think N'Golo Kanté is much better than him. I think Kovacic is much better than him. Even today, Ruben Loftus-Cheek was much better than him. At times, Jorginho has moments of brilliance where you're like, this is what keeps Jorginho in this team. But he's not consistent enough with it, and it affects the whole team when he has a bad performance. 5 out of 10 for me. Reece James, of course, coming back. Would have liked to see him get on the ball a little bit more in the game today. Him and Ziyech, I think the link-up play between these two is pretty good. Overall, I think it was a solid performance for Reece James. Like I said, want to see more from him. Hopefully he stays healthy and can feature in this team, because he's a player that we really need, and the team plays so much differently when he's in it. 7 out of 10 for me. Now, getting into the front three, Mount, by far best player of the game, again, showing his brilliance. He's getting back to his fitness levels. He's showing the Mount of the last couple seasons, showing how good of a player he is. He's put on some muscle this season, really bulked up, showing a new level of himself, scoring goals for fun in the last 2 games. Definitely deserves to be the man of the match in this game. 8 out of 10 for me. And, Hakim Ziyech, another good player in this game. The problem with Ziyech is he's injury prone. He's not as big, so whenever he takes some of these tackles, it's very harsh for a player like him to play in the Premier League, but he's starting to get consistent and play really well, which I'm really loving to see. I don't think Thomas Tuchel's going to let him do a full 90 just in case of an injury, but when he's in there, he's doing very good. I definitely want to see more from this guy as well. Ziyech is getting a 7 out of 10 for me. And Kai Havertz, until he came off at halftime, was also very good. He's doing a lot good in this game. I'd like to see him stay on. Unfortunately, we picked up another injury in this game. Hopefully we'll hear more about that soon. It's getting very scary for us picking up injuries so quick and so often, and having such a limited bench now, because some of the real qualities that we need in this team are not currently here, and we're starting to suffer from it. And it's the second half definitely got away from us. We needed to do better in the second half. Havertz, for me, is getting a 7 out of 10 as well. I'm going to start off with Lukaku. Lukaku, to be honest, he didn't do anything in the second half. He came on, and I was very excited. I was like, you know what, Lukaku's coming on. This is going to be different for us. He's going to get in there. He's going to bully the defenders, bully the midfield. Like, I really thought he was. He doesn't seem like he's at 100% fitness, and if that's the case, he shouldn't be in the team. He shouldn't be playing. I thought that he was going to be good enough to come back, but today he was not showing that he was good enough. And know if this formation necessarily suits him. Whenever we play with a false nine, we seem to play so much better. I don't know if that's something that Thomas Tuchel's going to have to change. Maybe we switch it to two up front with the one attacking midfielder just in front of Jorginho and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Maybe that's something we need to do. Link up to play better, and then maybe we put a Lukaku next to a Havertz, or a Lukaku next to a Pulisic or a Timo Werner. Maybe that will get the best out of him, but this formation is not getting the best out of Lukaku. We need to see more from him, but not good enough today. 5 out of 10. And Pulisic and Callum Hudson-Odoi, two players that I think have been doing pretty decent recently. This game was not good for either one of them. The left wing back role for Hudson-Odoi, I really thought he would be better than Alonso. Of course, defensively, he just doesn't do it, so he basically makes him the same as Alonso. It's 6 out of 10 for Callum Hudson-Odoi, and also a 6 out of 10 for Pulisic. Both of them, I think they were kind of getting desperate close to the end of the game, just sending a lot of crosses in, not really looking to see if anybody was there to receive the crosses, just trying to get something into the box with the hopes of scoring. Overall, the performance in the first half was actually pretty good. Second half, not good enough, showing the weaknesses we have. If Chilwell's not back by the January transfer window, there's definitely some gaps we need to fill. And I didn't think we were going to have to spend much money in the January transfer window. I really didn't. It's evident that a left wing back is needed if we don't bring back Ian Maatsen off of his loan. Another midfielder is needed. And I think another defender is needed to help relieve some of the pressure off of Rudiger playing every single game. I just don't think he can do that. I don't think he should be doing that. It's not good for him. Because if somebody like Rudiger gets injured, yes, we do have Malang Sarr, but there's a very stark difference in comparison between the two. We need to be better. We're coming up against Zenit, which is a game that we should win. We have some other games coming up. We have Villa coming up. We have Everton coming up. We have Leeds coming up. All games that we should win. And this is really going to prove how our season goes. If we don't get the results we need against these teams, we're going to quickly fall behind the pecking order, and we're going to have to settle for third because Liverpool and Man City look like they're going to continue their dominance. We need to be better. Hopefully we will be better. That's really all I have to say for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Sorry that I'm in such a sour mood. I just am very disappointed in the team's result today, but hopefully we get back to it in the next one. And until the next one, it's been your boy, TSG, that soccer guy, signing out.
How heavy is that? Light work with the bass on the track, on my face to the back like I'm taking a slap. I need a drink, but it's straight from the tap. And I'm hating the slack, couple man.